What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back today with some Ultra League action this time. Today I'm going to be trying a new team. Not sure it's super well balanced, but I saw somebody running it and thought it might be fun to try out. Basically, it is Charizard, Togekiss, and Clefable. So the double Charmers in the back is basically a big middle finger to anyone that is using Giratina. And then the goal with Charizard is just to catch the Registeel on the lead. And if you don't catch the Registeel, basically you switch immediately into one of your Charmers, regardless of whether the Charmer has a good matchup. So haven't tried it out yet. Gonna see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Yeah, so definitely some weaknesses to this team. In particular, I'm thinking if I come up against Empoleon, that's going to be a bad time because Empoleon could probably sweep this entire team if he had two shields. However, Empoleon isn't all that common in the Ultra League, so hopefully I don't come up against too many. But we will see what happens here. Okay, so getting into the first matchup, and we catch a Registeel. This is perfect. This is exactly what this team is for. So go ahead, start charging. They swap. I'm going to swap immediately into Clefable, and they bring in Giratina. So great. This is exactly what you want when you're running this team. You really couldn't have it go any better for this battle so far. So don't need to shield on the Clefable. We're going to be able to charm it down faster than it can do damage to us. So no need to invest any shields. Going to get it off another charge move, but that's fine because we don't want the Registeel to be able to farm up too much when it comes back in. So Charm takes it out, and then expecting Registeel to come back in. I'm going for Meteor Mash. I probably should have actually been going for Psychic just in case I got the defense debuff, but going to get a Meteor Mash off here. And then I should be able to get to a second Meteor Mash unless the Registeel uses energy, which would also be totally fine. They're not going to be able to farm me down from this point. So getting to Meteor Mash now. Dropping it out. And this Registeel's at about half health now, so this is looking pretty good. And they are definitely going to have to use some energy on Clefable. So they drop the Flash Cannon, and in comes the Charizard to start fire spinning down that Registeel. He's low enough that I can probably just farm him down with fast attacks. I don't need to shield this because Charizard is going to be resisting all of Registeel's moves. So I am going to commit to the farm down at this point. Had a little bit of lag. He's going to get off another charge move, so I am going to drop a shield, but that's okay because I'm going to have two Blast Burns saved up for whatever comes in next. So finishing off the Registeel, just going straight into Blast Burn, and it's an Armored Mewtwo coming in. So this is actually okay for us. Our Togekiss in the back is going to have a decent matchup, so he actually lets the first Blast Burn go through. That is amazing. And then this second one, he's definitely going to shield. No way he's going to want two Blast Burns to hit him. He does shield. I swap out into my Togekiss now, and I'm going to be able to charm him down before he can feint me. So, going to throw up a shield. No reason to let a charge move hit me. Rock Slide would deal a lot of damage. Even Psy Strike would deal quite a bit of damage. And then Charm is going to chunk away at his health. No need to use a charge move here. Even though I've got Ancient Power, he would just shield it. This might take us out, might not, but we've still got Charizard in the back with plenty of health, and he just needs to land one Fire Spin. So it's a Psy Strike, does not quite take us out, and then Togekiss is able to finish off the Mewtwo. So that was definitely a good matchup. That was basically perfect for this team. That's exactly what you want to see with this team is the Registeel on the lead, swapping into Giratina. So hopefully we see a couple more like that. Definitely the triple thick boys, the Registeel, Giratina, Armored Mewtwo, that team would struggle against this one. So, all right, getting into the second match here. And in this match, we come up against, oh, it's an Empoleon. This is literally worst case scenario for this team. I'm going to try and get to a Blast Burn, hoping that he doesn't shield it, because that would be dealing at least heavy neutral damage. But you can see Charizard's taking a ton of damage right now. So going for Blast Burn. Gonna switch out into the Clefable. Please don't shield. He does not shield. That's perfect. So I am able to switch on the charge move. So his Hydro Cannon is gonna come through. Gonna deal a fair bit of damage, but no problem whatsoever. And then a Charm is going to take out the Empoleon. So that was really dangerous. If he'd shielded on the Empoleon, we definitely would have had a problem. And then it's a Charizard coming in. So this is going to be definitely a tough matchup for Clefable because the charms are going to be resisted. Getting a little bit of lag here. Gonna go for Meteor Mash. Psychic is definitely better, but I'm expecting him to shield. So it doesn't really matter. He does in fact shield. Most people can't count enough charms, like can't count the charms well enough to know the difference between Psychic and Meteor Mash. So gonna bring the Togekiss in and gonna shield. I think this probably was a mistake though. So now I want to go ahead and bring in my Charizard, and given that I was shielding on the Togekiss, it really was a complete mistake to bring in Togekiss first, because I could have just double shielded on Charizard and had the same result. So going for the Dragon Claw now. Dragon Claw is going to be taking out the Charizard or getting the last shield. We get the last shield, that's perfectly fine. They're going to Dragon Claw here, but he's definitely within charm range now, and it should give my Togekiss a bit of an energy advantage. So Togekiss coming in now, and they actually bring in their own Togekiss, so this is really interesting. Not very good for me because I think that they're going to be able to get to an Ancient Power. They're just going to be one charm behind basically. So I go for the Ancient Power here. This is going to be doing super effective damage, but does not take it out. And actually, I am able to take them out before they get the Ancient Power. So that's really good for me, because now Charm is just going to be able to do enough damage to take out the Charizard. So even though I made a mistake there, was able to come back and win that one. Didn't end up costing me. So, but that was definitely a close match, and Empoleon on the lead was super scary. All right, jumping into match number 3 now. Yeah, so that one I definitely think my opponent could have won if they had just shielded the Empoleon. But obviously they don't know what I've got in the back, right? And so that's always the give and take of the shields. All right, so this third matchup, we come up against a Giratina. So I'm going to swap instantly into one of my Charmers. Fable's going to come in, and they're going to swap now into Registeel. So this is okay. We've gotten the Registeel out. That's part of why you bring in a Charmer, is to flush out the Registeel. We're not going to shield. Even though that's going to be dealing super effective damage, he's still going to have to drop another charge move on us. So I'm going to go for the Meteor Mash. Again, probably should be going for Psychics here in hindsight, because neither is going to do much damage, and we want that defense debuff if we can get it. But then I think my opponent might get a little bit greedy here, and they try and actually farm me down all the way. Guys, you can't farm down nearly so far in Ultra League, and especially not with Lock-On. Lock-On does 1 damage. You just aren't going to be able to farm down quite as much. So I get a free Meteor Mash and a ton of charm damage off, and actually get the Registeel quite low. So this is okay for me. Not going to shield on the Charizard, I don't think. Yeah, not going to shield. And then going to look to farm it down with the Fire Spins. It unfortunately gets off 2 charge moves. Kind kind of surprised. Didn't think it did enough lock-ons in between there to get the 15 energy that it would need. Or sorry, no, the 30 energy that it would need. So not quite sure how that happened. Gonna go ahead and drop a Blast Burn. Expecting my opponent to shield this. So Dragon Claw might have been better because it would be super effective, but Blast Burn might do more damage on the whole, and I'm not expecting Charizard to be able to get off another charge move. So going to swap now into Togekiss. Don't need to shield these Shadow Sneaks. They're not going to do a lot of damage. And then we just have to get through this as quick as we can. And then they swap into Meganium. So this, we really need their shields to be down because we're going to be able to shield a Frenzy Plant here. But even though it's resistant, the damage from it is still going to add up. And Meganium can get to them quite quickly. So we're going to be able to get to one Flamethrower. We're going to go for the Ancient Power bait, knowing that he's going to shield and hopefully we'll get the boost. But we aren't going to get the boost, and he's going to get to a Frenzy Plant here to take us out. And then Charizard isn't going to be able to take out the Meganium, or isn't going to be able to take out the Meganium and the Keratin, I should say. So the Meganium's quite low. Charizard's coming in. They're going to get to a Frenzy Plant pretty soon. Yeah, they got to a Frenzy Plant. This is going to take out Charizard, so not able to come away with the win on that one. Basically because this team is so dependent on catching at least a half-decent lead and then them having a Keratinite in the back. If they've got the Keratinite in the lead, it's a lot harder to line up that Charmer against them. Okay, so jumping into match number 4, and we catch another Empoleon. This is not good. Gonna be doing the same thing that I did last time, and just hoping beyond hope that my opponent doesn't shield the Blast Burn. So we get to the Blast Burn, we drop it. Fingers are crossed that they don't shield, but they do shield. And now we swap into our Clefable, and they actually don't drop the charge move. So they're going to build up and be able to get to a Flash Cannon here, I think. Or at least I have to respect that it could be Flash Cannon. So I go ahead and shield. It is a Hydro Cannon. So now they're swapping out into their own Clefable, and this is actually okay for me because I'm going to be able to get to Meteor Mash quite quickly. So this is going to force them to shield or give me back switch priority. So I do think that they shield. Yes, they shield. And then they are actually able just to farm me down with the fast moves. So that's not great. Gonna bring in the Charizard now. Want to build up an energy advantage. I am gonna have to shield the Psychic. Would be taking out the Charizard. Definitely can't have Charizard go down yet. So gonna be able to farm down this Clefable for energy, and then gonna drop a Blast Burn on whatever comes in. So it's a Snorlax coming in, so that's not terrible. Blast Burn's going to deal quite a lot of damage. Going to swap into Togekiss now. They're going to bring back in their Empoleon, which is probably going to be game over for me because they're going to be resisting those charms. Able to get to the Ancient Powers, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take it out, and they've definitely got a charge move ready now. No, not quite enough to take it out. Before the debuff to Ancient, or before the nerf to Ancient Power, that would have taken out Empoleon, but now it does not. And that Blizzard has definitely taken out the Togekiss, and then their Snorlax is still in the back, so we end up losing that one. So we're 2-2 so far. Definitely not sure that I like this team. Doesn't do so well against basically non-mainstream meta. So that's definitely something that I think is a real weakness, but has been fun to try out so far. So um, getting into the last match, we come up against a Lapras, and I don't really like this matchup for Charizard because Lapras can get to those surfs pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and swap out into Clefable. They bring in an armored Mewtwo, so this is okay for us. Um, I don't shield this, I don't think. Psy Strike probably isn't going to be taking me out, so it's not able to take me out. Go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash. Um, Unfortunately, I think that they're going to be able to farm me down for energy, which is going to put me in a bit of a rough spot. Yeah, so they drop a shield here, and then they farm me down all the way for energy. So they've got a lot of stored energy now. I'm going to come in with Charizard to try and build an energy advantage, but I am going to have to shield because Rock Slide would basically be one-shotting Charizard if he's got it. So it is a Psy Strike there. Gonna go for the Dragon Claw, hoping that they don't shield. I want to get this Mewtwo out of there as quickly as I can. They don't shield, um, and we are able to finish them off before they get to another charge move. So that's pretty good. We've got some stored energy on the Charizard now, but we've got to watch out for that Lapras coming back in with Surf. And so it is the Lapras coming back in. This is going to be a Surf. I've got to shield this. I think it would probably take me out otherwise. It would certainly get me very low. So now we're going to go ahead and build up a little bit of extra energy and go for the Blast Burn. But now we're in a bit of a tough spot because Togekiss doesn't have a good matchup against Lapras either, but we're going to have to go into Togekiss. And now they swap into their own Charizard, so this isn't good for us either. If we can get to the Ancient Power first, we might have a chance, but they're going to be able to get off a Blast Burn here, and that's going to take out the Togekiss. So that's too bad. Charizard's going to come back in. I'm going to be dropping a Dragon Claw now, but at this point there's really nothing that we can do. They're going to get to another Dragon Claw before we can take out the Charizard, so GG. Would have been a little closer if we'd been able to get off that last Dragon Claw, but we still would have lost to the Lapras in the back. So it was unfortunately a losing set for me, went 2 for 5, but always fun to try out a new team. And the lesson here is that double Charmers in the back, maybe not such a great strategy. Can definitely work against some team comps and some very mainstream team comps, but um, as soon as they have a little bit of variety, it's not going to go so well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.